right, welcome everyone. Welcome to today's session on our Data Insights Day. For those that are new here and I don't know the reason why we are here today, at RKY Careers, we help people transition to tech, to data analysis, project management, product management, compliance, and the likes. And one thing we usually do is to do a demo of what we have been working on, what our students work on during the work experience phase of their bootcamp. So all our bootcamps are all encompassive. You get to learn. You also get to gain practical work experience using clients and industry data sets or projects. And we also now don't just stop there. We also make our students present this to stakeholders, anyone really who wants to see what they've been working on. So that's what we're here today to do today. It's all about the data side of things anyways at this time. So please feel free, stay tuned, get your coffee, get your tea, get whatever it is you enjoy taking and join us as our students show you what they've been working on. Beautiful. So while we're waiting for others to join, one thing we always do, and one thing I enjoy the most about these sessions is for us to get acquainted, for us to meet each other. So let's use the chat box to introduce ourselves, our names, the city we are joining from, and what we do currently. Guess what? This data analysis, right, is a secret hack to actually getting very good jobs, regardless of your career paths, regardless of whether you want to change your job titles or not. If you still want to remain where you are, but you want to give yourself an advantage, like I always tell people, we're in the era of what more do you to bring to the table, and data analysis is one of those more you can bring to the table that does not dilute what you already do. So you could be that project manager that is very competent in data analysis and can do data visualizations, meaning that you'll be different from other project managers they interview for the job or that on the job. You could be that HR person that is bringing analytical skills to the table. You could be that marketing person bringing analytical skills to the table. You could be that, you just name it, guys. All roles require analytical skills, from simple use of Excel to Power BI to Tableau to SQL to, even the very technical and complicated ones. Data analysis skills is like a must-have for all the roles. So I've got Francisca Agbams from Bradford University. So I'm going to try to make the session interactive. Like I said, it's not just going to be my voice. We've got mentors and judges in the house that are going to also be giving their feedback. So most of these judges are students who have gone ahead to actually land jobs, because just to let you know that it's real, it's happening. We share success stories every day, right? So they are going to come back to tell us, okay, on this job that you actually got, what are you even doing? Are you actually using these analytical skills? What you are learning versus what you are applying versus what you learn? Is there a correlation? Is it really even helping? And they would also be giving feedback and encouraging the current students that are presenting their work. We also have presenters from the different project groups for the different industries that are represented here. So guys, there's a lot in stock, so stay tuned. So I've got Stephen from Aberdeen, Isaac from Northampton, Ulster University. I've got Karimat from Birmingham, Anita from Lincoln, Dolapo from North Lincolnshire, Joshua from Sheffield. Welcome everyone. I've not read up to 40 introductions, so guys, let's introduce ourselves. We're not saying you should speak. If you can't, just drop it in the chat box. Let's get to know you. Let's get to know where you are joining from and what you do currently. We've got Rose from Nigeria, Juliet from Bournemouth. Welcome. Okay, little icebreaker as well, because I can see that most people are like, slow. Oh, it's a Saturday. There's a lot to juggle. I mean, I can relate, guys. I can totally relate, right? I can relate. So, right. So we're still admitting more people. We got 3 more minutes. We always leave the first 10 minutes for intro, and after that we go into everything we've got planned today. So I've got Juliet from Bournemouth, Deja Adebayo from Edinburgh. Welcome, everyone. Welcome. We're using the chat box to introduce ourselves for those just joining. Guys, let's share the meeting link that we used in joining this session with our friends, families. There's no way you don't have somebody that needs data analysis skills in your network. Guys, don't be gatekeepers. Let them come. It's totally free. Let them come and see what their mates are doing after a few months of the Data Analysis Bootcamp. Let them come and see what some people don't even know the application of data in their own skills, in their role. They don't even know what data analysts, do in their role. Let them come and even see. So share this link or that mentorship group you are, that community, so in UK, Kindercoin in UK, all those your UK communities, share with them, let them join us. Beautiful. Titilape Ebukule from Edinburgh. Is today's presentation a video presentation? Yes, it is a video presentation. Adedeji. Samodi from Kansas City, United States. Welcome. Thanks for joining us. I think I've seen people from Nigeria so far. I've seen the US, and I think majority of the rest are from across the UK, which is good. Right. So, okay. We've also got Derek from Edinburgh and Isaac. Right, so Isaac is asking for the meeting link. You should get the meeting link from where you joined, or maybe admin can also share for us. So we've got 1 more minute before we get right into it. Right, so a little bit about RKY Careers. RKY Careers is a multi-award winning edtech company that help people acquire tech skills, in-demand skills that help them stand out in the job market and also land their desired roles. Our bootcamps are practical experience focused, equipping students with practical work experience they need to stand out in the job market. We have over 1,500 success stories of students who've engaged and enrolled in our bootcamp and have gone ahead to land their desired roles. Week on week, we are topping that. I think we need to even update this slide because right now we are way more than 1,500. We understand the unique challenges of trying to apply to jobs without adequate work experience or trying to transition from one career path to another, and how challenging it can be when you don't have experience to back it up and you've just attended a short course, or you're coming from another country to the UK with some skill sets, but the core skill set required in the UK you don't have it, right? So like I said, we're a multi-award winning company. We've had lots of awards from 2022 to 2023, to even 2025. We've won 2 awards already this year, and we've been named a finalist as the UK tech startup, in the UK, the best UK tech startup, right, for the BTA awards, right? And yeah, so that means that there's something really good with what we're doing things the right way. That means that there's something special about how we do what we do, and the results we get out of it. Also, to introduce myself, myself speaking with you today, my name is Rukayat, and I'm also a multi-award winning entrepreneur. I'm the CEO of RKY Careers. I also have my list of accolades of awards and all of that. I'm also the founder of Apply Body Limited, which is a job application as a service product, the CEO of RKY Digital Solutions, the Immigrants Founders Network, and also for the founder of the annual events Limitless Without Borders, as well as our recently launched podcast. Right, so before we get very busy with what we are here to do today, we recently launched a podcast that is meant to inspire us, and also help us to see the opportunities that are bound in our space from the area of careers as well as, business, right? So if you want to like meet people that have gone ahead of you, who were once like you, who are now successful in whatever area they're, because guess what, information is very key. One of the things that we lack in our community is access to the right information, because even some of those that have gone ahead, they gatekeep. They don't want others to know. How are they running 6-figure business? How did they achieve 7-figure? How did they become, companies that are also having £1 million in revenue, £500,000 in revenue, or even how did they get, 6-figure jobs? So what we want to do in this, because we have an annual event, right? We bring in guests, but that's once a year. So the podcast is a way to actually bring people time after time on a weekly basis to actually expose us to the opportunities we can leverage. I'm sure you heard about RQY careers somewhere. For those of you that have enrolled, passed through the boot camp and also landed a job, I'm sure you'll be grateful for whoever it is that linked you to RQY careers. So beyond even RQY careers, the goal is to expose our audience, to opportunities that are bound. So please, let's drop the link to the podcast. Let people click on the subscribe button. So when I say we've helped over 1,500 success people, and we have about 1,500 success stories, how did we achieve this? Right, through our what's it called? Our boot camps, right? Our practical experience focused boot camp and our services. We've got boot camps from data analysis to project management to business analysis to scrum master, product owner, product manager, digital marketing, which trains you to learn SEO, PPC, email marketing, social media marketing, SCM, and the likes. And we also got the compliance and the KYC boot camps. And then we have our standalone services. If you already have experience, but you want your CV and LinkedIn to be worked on, interview, you want to be prepared for interview, you want coaching, mentorship sessions, we have this as standalone services as well. But guess what? If you are one of our students, you don't need to pay for all the services we have on the right. It comes with the package. We also have an IT company. We have an IT and digital solutions company that get the projects that our students get to work on. So when we say work experience in RQY, we're not just selling references. We have a lot of people that come and say, oh, I want to do my CV and I want you to add your experience to it. That's not the way we roll here. We don't sell references, right? We help people gain that experience before we then add it, to their CVs, because but doing it that way, when they get to interviews, they're able to defend it and they're able to land, their desired jobs. So we have services ranging from website development, change management, data analysis projects, mobile app, and the likes. So talking about our work experience lab, which is part of what we are here to experience today, to become or to gain experience or UK work experience from our boot camps, there are two ways. Is either you join our boot camps where you would learn and also gain the experience, or you join our tech accelerator program where you just gain work experience alone. And like I said, we are not a side hustle business, or we didn't just start doing this because we are looking for extra cash. We are accredited not only in the UK but also in the US as well as 90 other countries. So if you get our certificates, you'll be getting CPD certification. We're also listed on the UK government as a training provider, and we are accredited by the American Council of Training and Development. Right, so that's to give you a level of comfort that we are not just doing this because basically we were endorsed, our materials were assessed and all of that. So industry team. So today we want to know how we can apply data analysis, right, or where analysis is required. So we've got HR analysts. So we have the people that will be presenting for HR. So HR, they'll tell you how analysis works in the HR space, because they've got to work in an HR or on an HR data set or project. So roles that they can apply for: HR analyst, compensation analyst, reward analyst. In the finance space, from reporting analyst to finance analyst, investment analyst, reporting analyst, financial planning analyst. In the health and care space, you can even get the core roles like the data analyst, business intelligence analyst, and the likes. And then business intelligence analyst. The roles you can get, to be honest, is not limited. One thing I would tell us to do, like an icebreaker right now, is your current role, just add analyst to it and let's see what it gives us. Let's do that very briefly in the chat box before we proceed to the next steps. So what you do currently, add analyst at the end, and let us know what role that would give us. And you'll be surprised that those roles really exist, which is telling you the reason why you need to add analysts. And those roles may even be paying more than what you are earning currently. Right, Derek said HR analyst, beautiful. Do we have more? Let's pick it really fast. We have a lot in stock today. Compensation analyst, beautiful. So that means Derek is an HR person. Do we have other people from other industries here that want to? Customer support analyst. Thank you, Rose, for that. Sometimes you could even have it as customer insights analyst, customer experience analyst. Right. Steven says product management analyst. So that would give you product analyst. There's so many product analysts out there. Sales analyst, perfect. We have a lot of sales operations analysts, sales analysts, even our alumni have gone ahead to get this job. Right, someone says engineering analyst. Fantastic. But I'm sure, I mean, if you put it on Google, right, I want a role that combines engineering and analysis. You'll be surprised what you'll find. Okoyemi says marketing analyst. This is like a common role. Research analyst, perfect. Supply chain analyst is plenty. Anita, operations analyst, beautiful. That's just to let you know. And guess what? If you Google these roles, you will find them. That's to let you know that there's a niche that is hidden that you can tap into by just adding analysis to what you already have. So let's proceed very quickly. You can keep it coming though. When I take another break, I'm going to call them out. So in RQI Careers, we don't just train you to acquire the skill sets. We also, we work in an agile environment. We make you also use collaborative tools that are used in industry, because that's one thing that is lacking. Lots of people have technical skills, but they don't have collaborative experience. They don't know how to use collaborative rules, Trello, Basecamp, Asana, and that's what's used in real life, right? They won't be using WhatsApp to communicate when you get the job. So you need to get used to, so it's not just training we are doing. We're also changing the mindsets and also upskilling people to actually know the way, work is done here in this space. So our students use Basecamp during their project phase to manage their projects. As you can see the different projects we have, we will be presenting today. So these are today's exhibitions. We have Synaptics Digital Solutions. So these are the clients' projects they worked on. TFT Marketing Agency, Quantum Sphere Consulting Limited, and Course Success Medical Center. I'm really eager to see what they've got in stock for us today. And guess what? I'm not the only one that is overseeing what will be done today. We've got judges in the house. We've got Kelvin Oyembi, an analytics engineer, Ayodele Oladipo, a data analyst, and Zainab Olaoye, a graduate data analyst. By the way, these are people as well who passed through our boot camps and are now in the industry. So they are coming back with industry insights, for us. So my first presenter for the day is Nnenna Ozioko, presenting for Dynamic and Sales Marketing. That's the name of that's their project or team name, and the company they worked with is TFT Marketing Agency, Industry Sales and Marketing. So they'll be telling you, their projects will be giving you knowledge about how the analytical skills are used in sales and marketing industry. So Nnenna, if you're there, for all presenters, please get your screens ready, get your technical stuff solved, because we have limited time. So for each presenter, maximum of 10 minutes. Time management is also part of what is being measured, so let's keep to time. So Nnenna, if you are there, we are ready to have you.
Okay, I'm here. Good afternoon.
And feel free to share your screen as well.
Okay, just a minute.
So after Nnenna, I'll be having Melody. So Melody, please get ready.
Please, can you see my screen yet?
No, we're still waiting.
Okay.
Lovely. So I have stock control analyst. Beautiful.
Sorry, I don't know why I can't share my screen.
Okay, so if you're struggling to share your screen, we can take the next presenter so we do not waste any time.
Or she can drop her presentation here and then someone can help her.
Our team members, okay, I think, no, they've got a whole team. Our team members can share on our behalf. Okay. Right, beautiful. So please, just to confirm, do we have our judges here? Do we have Zainab, Ayodele, Kelvin, and other, do we have our judges here? I think I saw Ayodele the other time. Okay, Nnenna, we can see your screen now, so please proceed. Okay, Kelvin is here, beautiful. Zainab is here as well, beautiful. Cool.
Good afternoon, everyone. My name is Nnenna Asogwa. I'm representing the sales and marketing team. Our marketing agency name is TFT Marketing Agency, and we're here to present our detailed analysis of customer segments and what we've been able to discover in the course of our analysis. I hope you pay attention and gain one or two insights from my presentation. Thank you. This is the names of my team members. Our problem statement, our data analyst team, we've identified the lack of target focused marketing efforts in this marketing agency, and we've gone ahead to set up objectives of what we aim to achieve from our data analysis and presentation. We identified that we need to identify the distinct customer segments. So we've been provided a raw data of customers, and in course of doing our analysis, we decided to segment our customers, the customer base, by age, by demographics, by location. We want to refine the way this marketing agency does their business. We want to refine the way their customer focused strategies. We also want to help them boost their customer engagement, and also we want to help them maximize their marketing strategies and marketing opportunities. TF&T Sales and Marketing Agency specializes in promoting product or services, and while doing this, they aim to generate revenues using effective sales strategies and rewards for customers. We've been able to identify 3 key segments in the course of our analysis, and we have grouped our segments according to the age groups, purchase frequency, and spending behavior. In the course of this analysis, we first of all were able to extract our data using SQL. We used SQL to extract our raw data, and then we used Microsoft Excel to cleanse our data, and then we took it into the Power BI to actually do the data analysis and data visualization. And finally, we used PowerPoint presentations to be able to communicate our findings to our audience. Now, segments, we've identified our age groups according to the following: the youths, the adults, the older adults, and the aged. We've classified the youth as under 35, and the adults as between 35 to 49, older adults between 50 to 69, and aged, which are the senior citizens, as 70 and above. Purchase frequency, we've been able to identify 3 segments here as well. We have the low purchase frequency, where we have purchases under 26, average purchases between 26 and 34, high purchases 35 and above. Spending behavior, we also looked at how much each of these groups spent, and we were able to identify the low spenders, moderate spenders, and high spenders according to how much they were able to spend in their segment. We were able to create this dashboard. This dashboard gives us a general insight into what we're able to get from our data analysis. We're able to identify the total amount of money spent by the total number of customers. We also identified the total number of customers for our clients. Total number of customers, we had about 10,000 customers. Average amount spent was 2.5K. An average number of purchases was 25.5. Now, we've also analyzed our data and presented them using a clustered. We used donut chart, and also used the bar chart to represent our findings. We've also looked at the product categories. We've also looked at purchases by location. We looked at total spent by location and total spent by product categories. Our customer segment with the highest lifetime value, we were able to identify the high average expenditure as the highest customer segment with the highest lifetime values. Approximately half of all transactions are classified as high frequency purchases. We also identified that in our demographics, the female spends more than the male by just 1%. The older adult also spends more in these demographics. Our customer segments that we identified that have qualified for royalty incentive for by the company, we identified the high spenders who have spent more and generated the most revenue for the company as those that have qualified for this incentive. And then we've added the recommendation at the end of the slide. Now, we've done an analysis of popular items by age group, and we identified that the sporting equipments were bought more for the adults, while the adults didn't spend more on clothing. Um, we also identified that the older adults were more interested in purchasing groceries rather than sporting equipment or fashion. For the youths, they were more interested in buying clothing rather than sporting equipment. We also identified our product categories by various locations, and we've been able to identify what product was bought more in each of the location. This clearly shows for Chicago that toys were bought more in Chicago, and in Houston, clothing were bought more. For Los Angeles, clothing were bought more in this segment, and for Dallas, the people in Dallas bought more books. For San Antonio, they spent more money on health and beauty, and then for New York, they spent more money on toys. Spending behaviors. We've been able to identify two key spending behaviors that we feel that we should work on and to improve their spending habits, to improve the number of products they buy and how much they spend in their locations. So we're able to find that the low spenders spent a total sum of 6.7 million, which was spent by about 4,989 clients in this sector. And we also identified the locations where this low spenders were located and the demographics, how much each of the demographics spent. And we have, through our analysis, identified that the company should spend more money to increase the spending habit or appetite of this segment. For the average spenders, they identify a total sum of 5.9 million that was spent by 1,971 clients. And in this category, we also saw that the male and female spent equal amount of money, and the locations that we have identified as the average spenders were San Diego, Houston, and Philadelphia. With this category, we believe that we've suggested to our client that marketing strategies to improve spending behavior, to improve their spending ability, should be implemented. Now, we've recommended that we should target 3,040 customers who are high spenders. We should offer them royalty incentives and just to increase their spending abilities. And then for the average and the low spend category, we want the client to establish discounts and reward incentive for them. This would drive increments in revenue and purchasing abilities for the customers. Customers with low and average purchase frequency should also be targeted to increase the average number of purchases by the customers. I've come to the bootcamp experience. I would like to say a big thank you to RKY for this great opportunity to be able to partake in this bootcamp. I'm one of the beneficiaries of RKY's return to work for moms. I won that scholarship some months ago, I think sometime in October 2024, and it's been a great opportunity in my life. I've been able to leverage on all the skills that were taught in class, and have gotten to a place where I never believed I would be. I also say a big thank you to Mr. Shegun, who has been diligent and patient with his way of teaching. I've never had a tutor who takes his time to explain concepts, and I've become very good at Excel and Power BI, unlike before when I had no idea what these tools were. I want to say a very big thank you to my team members who participated in this work, in this project. And I want to say a big thank you to all my colleagues in this boot camp. And I'm wishing everyone all the best in their life endeavors. Thank you very much.
Thank you so much, Nena. Nena, right? Wow, I didn't even know. Wow. So you won you are one of the winners for the RKY
Return to work moms
scholarship. Wow, the 10,000 grants, right? For those who do not know, RKY, we do grants for different categories of people. Last year it was 10,000 we committed, and we supported over, quite a very good number. Over 20 moms were supported. This year is not just moms, because we had a lot of people asking us, why moms only. This year we are giving out, or we are committing 20,000 pounds supporting our community, right? For those of you who have already seen the flyer on the page, just keep an eye on our Instagram page for when we announce, right? So congratulations on that, Nina. So, by the way, guys, what do we think? What do we think about their performance? Do we have any questions for Nena and her team? Nena's team, what do you guys think? You guys are not even encouraging her. I wasn't seeing emojis here and there, right? Let's celebrate Nena. It's not easy. Not a lot of people have presentation skills normally. It's something that we are consciously trying to build, right? Even we that speak, there are times that we still want to speak, and then, it's not so easy to speak or showcase your work, right? And yeah, so what do we think? I think, does any of the judges want to give a feedback? We'll take one or two feedback, right? And questions as well. If you have questions for Inena, if you're not a judge, drop it in the comment section. But if you're a judge and you can speak, please unmute yourself, ask her questions, give her feedback, encourage her, and all of that. Right, Stephen says, very good one. Well done, Nina.
Thank you, Stephen.
Hi, Nina.
Hello.
Yeah, it's Kelvin. Nice presentation. Good time management. And then for the Power BI presentation, the what's it called? What should I say? The coloring. Yeah. So the coloring was consistent, very consistent. That was really nice from you guys.
Thank you.
The only thing I could just mark down was one question was why you guys didn't do the correlation between age and purchase power. So kind of to know if this age and how much they are purchasing. So the relationship between the age and purchasing power. That's the only thing I would add to that presentation. And then also one other good thing is key segmentation. So the way you categorize the age from the onset in the introduction, very nice, superb. Yeah, that was really nice. I think during our time, I think we missed that. So yeah, but that was really nice. Yeah, great presentation, good time management. Yeah. It's just the correlation that I would have said, okay, you'd have added to just know the correlation between the age and the purchase power. Yeah, nice presentation. Yeah, congrats.
All right, thank you so much.
Thank you, Kelvin. Ayodele, I think Ayodele has his hand up.
Yes. Good afternoon, everyone. Okay, so my comment, I would like to categorize my comments under 5 categories. One is clarity and simplicity. Yes, I could understand your presentation very well. I was able to, at least you carry me through the more like a storyline, which is fine. So every slide has different information, which is fine. So I was able to understand your presentation. Okay. In terms of accuracy, I don't know the data, so I won't talk about accuracy. But I guess yes, it must be accurate. The chart selections, yes, I could see a lot of chart that you use. You use bar, you use line chart, you use pie chart. So kudos to you for that. I will say you did a good job. Effective use of colors, that is also very good. I could see transition, a lot of more blue colors, which is fine. But sometimes you may need to improve on that in actual maybe when you are working, you may need to improve on that. But yeah, it's fine. There are a lot of themes in Power BI that you can use that it's already customized, and you can also even do your own personal customization, which is good. But the only thing that I did not see is what is called inter activities. Usually in Power BI, assuming I ask you a question particularly to a city, you won't be able to answer it because this is already is a PDF. But if you are presenting on a Power BI, you can easily highlight, do a tooltip on a particular city and say, okay, yes, this is the information I want. And this is very important, especially if you are presenting to group of people and they want to get, okay, yes, for this particular state, I want this information. On this one, you cannot provide it because it is not present there. If the information that is not present, you will not be able to provide that. So for me, if I'm to do this presentation, it will be on my Power BI, so that I can easily, if they ask a question, I can easily point them to that and then do a tooltip and be able to say, okay, yes, this is it, or do some filtration that is already on this. Okay, yes, filter this, let me see what the figure is. So aside that, every other thing I think is wonderful.
Thank you so
Good
much.
job.
Right, thank you for that. We'd only be able to take 2 feedback from the from the judges we have. So yeah, the rest of the judges, your feedback will be requested for in future presentations or in the next ones. For me, right, I would say for your presentation slide as well, you can actually work with better templates. This yellow, blue thing, and again, you're now bringing white and blue on top of it. You know, I think there are so many themes on, even, I don't know if you use PowerPoint, that you can actually use that would also fit. If you're putting white on blue, on yellow and blue, like there's, I don't know, the color combination, right? Those sit well with me, right? So, but there are themes we can use. You know, I don't know where you did this because it doesn't look like a slide template, but yeah. Okay, Steven says it's quite wordy as well. Yeah, at the beginning you spent a lot of time on the words part of things. It would be good if probably all those segments and everything you have like a, you know, like something visualization related to showcase it. Because I was like, okay, when are we getting to the data analysis part of things? You know, so you spent a lot of time on the wordy parts, and there was a lot of, it was quite wordy, but generally you did well, because guess what, is not easy. You came to the boot camp with, you know, no data analysis skills, and now you are like, you know, you're able to come up with this. So please, let's celebrate now. It's not easy, guys. One day you will be on the other side, but then I'm very confident that one day as well you'll be coming in as a judge yourself, and you, the rest of your team, because you know you would be in the industry and you will now see the application of this as well. So yeah, thank you so much, Nena. So I'm going to call on, and then the rest of the, what's the name of your group again? Dynamic, yeah. So I'm going to call on my next presenter and team, Synaptics Solution, Melody Obot and Adedeji Joshua Adebayo. Beautiful. So they are representing data geeks. That's what they call themselves. Quite right, very quick, and I love the fact that you're very proactive as well. You've already shared your screen. Okay, so please, let's get right on it, you know.
Thank you, Ruki. Good day, everyone. My name is Melody Obot, and I am here with my colleague Adedeji, and we are representing Data Geeks to present our user engagement analysis for Synaptic Digital Solution. Next slide, please. Before we begin, here are the team members of this project who work to see the success of this project. Synaptic Digital Solution is a company that focuses on developing innovative solutions to enhance digital experience. The project objectives are to identify patterns and trends in user engagement, develop strategy to increase usage and retention, and use data-driven insights to enhance user experience. To achieve this, next slide. To achieve this analysis, we use SQL for data extraction, Excel for data cleaning, Power BI for data visualization, and PowerPoint for this presentation, bringing clarity to this analysis. Our observation during this analysis shows no missing values, no duplicate, and no inconsistent value, which means our data was ready for analysis. Here we have our dashboard. Our dashboard provides a very clear data-driven overview of our user engagement, helping us to identify key trends and areas for improvement. During the course of this analysis, we found out that the average section a user spends on the app is about 1 hour. The total customers' data, which was analyzed, is 10,000. Then average usage per day, which was 6.1 hour. And the average engagement score was 498.6. Top performing users engagement, user segments, and key characteristics. The age group are categorized into Gen Z, which are 0 to 25 years, Millennials, which are 25 to 40 years, Gen X, 40 to 60, and Boomers, 60 to 75. Our analysis shows that the highest engagement comes from the older users, which are the Boomers, aged 60 to 75. We also see that female tend to engage slightly more than male. This analysis suggests that both demographic factors like age, gender, and technology preference influence engagement. Most notably, female boomers using tablets stand out as the most engaged group. I will now hand over to Adejiji, who will take us through the remaining section of this presentation.
Adedeji, if you are speaking, you're probably muted.
Oh, sorry. Yeah, thank you, Melody, for that great insight on the user engagement trend. Now let's talk about users who are at risk of leaving the app. Let's pause a while and try and imagine you own a store. An everyday customer walk into your store. They look around for a few minutes and they decide to leave without buying anything from you. How will you feel? I believe you will not feel all right. Some will not even return in months. That is exactly the analysis we carry out here. So for us to do this analysis, we group the users into 3 different categories. The loyal users, which we call the VIPs, who actually spend more than 10 minutes per session on the app within a month, and they keep coming back. Also, look at other customers called the
Looks like you're muted again. We can't hear you.
and we also have the shutdowns, those users who spend less than 5 minutes on the app, but they are inactive for more than 45 days. So from the analysis, we discovered that 91% of the users are actually at risk of leaving because they barely spend time on the app. And 75% have not logged in for months, meaning they may never come back. So one key factor for us to prevent this is by looking at how we can engage the user the more. And that will take us to the next slide, the device type and the user engagement. So to tackle this, John, we explore the device types the customer use, and we see how it affects the engagement. Naturally, we expected device type to play a major role, but surprisingly, the data told a different story. The correlation was almost 0.05 to be precise, meaning device choice had little or no impact. This tells us that it's not about what they use, but it's about how they make use of the devices they have. So what truly drives engagement then? I think our next slide will answer that, which is that is the personalization analysis we carry out. So that is the personalization. And when we did the personalization, we discovered that we try to look at how we can ensure that our user keep making use of the app. So we carry out we carry out the analysis by grouping the users into two different categories, and we use these two factors: who they are by making use of their age and their behavioral patterns. And also we look at how they use the app by considering the device type they use to access the app and their login frequency. So in the course of the analysis, we discovered that engagement is not just about the two users have. It is about how they interact with the app that really matters. So which help us to tailor in our features and notifications to fit different users group as shown on the slide, as we can see on the slide. So we can make the experience for the user to feel more personal and relevant. Because at the end of the day, what really matters is, are the customer actually making use of the app? Are they really engaging on the app? Because when users feel like the app gets them, they stick around. And when we send the right message to the right person at the right time, surely we are going to reduce churn and increase user satisfaction. The last analysis we did was on the location to try and see the top performing and the least performing locations. Imagine two cities, Dallas and New York. One is buzzing with engaged users, while the other are struggling to keep up. In Dallas, user engagement is actually soaring, reaching an impressive 414 customers are actually making use of the app. But in New York, the number tell a different story. Only about 479 users are actually engaged on the app. Then so why this gap actually? From our own analysis, it could be based on the lifestyle differences. It could be the internet speed or even the traveling habits. Maybe New Yorkers are always on the go, while Dallas users have more time to engage on the app. So how do we fix this? This will take me to the next recommendation slide, please. And here are our recommendations, which is our game plan. So we try to address the complaint from 4 different angles. The first one is the regional customization. By studying Dallas strategies and apply it in New York, and also making use of location-based features, and as well understanding the local behaviors of the app users better. The second one is by enhancing the user's retention mechanisms. That is by pushing some personalized notification based on activities on the app, and also rolling out some reward to inactive users so as to bring them back to the app. The third one is trying to optimize the user's experience by improving the tablet user experience. As we have seen in the analysis, that the tablet users are actually the user that top the chart when it comes to device type that is being used on the app. And as well trying to incorporate offline modes for the mobile user so that people can access the app even if they're in an area that is out of coverage of internet. And the last one is by doing some targeted marketing strategies. Just as my colleagues have said, that the older boomers are the ones that actually engage the more on the app. So the company decided to roll out some targeted marketing strategies to actually focus on those set of users, because that should be their priority, and also do some messages based on age and behavior. So we strongly believe that with this step we have advanced, by the time the company implements this will actually increase engagement, reduce churn, and create a better app experience. Our presentation will not be complete without saying a big thank you to RKY Careers for this incredible bootcamp. Working on this project, I must say, has been a very transformative learning journey for all of us in Data Geek. We have developed valuable data skills, collaborated across time zones, stay up late for meetings, and work under tight deadlines. As we all know that all of these are key elements of digital innovations. In today's fast-paced digital world, the ability to adapt, analyze data, and collaborate remotely is what drives progress. And having that in mind, we truly appreciate your time and attention to listening to this presentation, and we now welcome any questions or feedback. Thank you.
Wow, thank you so much to the data geeks. You guys are indeed data geeks, isn't it? Guys, let's celebrate. Let's celebrate. Let's drop feedback for Adedeji. Questions from him in the chat box. Right. So, do we have questions for Adedeji before we get the judges to give us feedback about his presentation? Drop your questions in the chat box. Your feedback. It looks like Adedeji, you don't have team members here. They are not gassing you up. They are not gassing you up. They are not telling you well done in the chat box. You know.
We have a lot of them on the meeting.
We are.
Okay, on the call, you mean? Okay. Yeah, sure. You guys should gas him up. I'm not seeing the comments in the chat box. By the way, do we have questions for him from other groups? If not, do we have any of the do any of the judges also have questions for him? Zainab, Zainab, Ayodele, Kelvin, do we have questions for him or feedback for him based on his presentation?
Hi, good afternoon. Zainab. So yeah, for me, I'd say that was a really nice presentation. I loved how, you made it very easy to understand. Even someone that is not a data person, would follow through with the story. And one thing I'll just say is the colors were, consistent. The slides were great, but, they were just a bit too wordy. But besides that, I think the presentation was fantastic. We got the whole recommendations and it was, really relevant.
Thanks for the feedback, Zainab.
Thank you very much, Zainab.
Thanks for the feedback. Do we have any of the judges? Any other judge? Thanks, Zainab, for giving feedback.
Yeah, hi, this is Gavin. Yeah, I did it. Yeah, nice presentation. Nice. The color was consistent once again, and yeah, I totally agree with Zainab about the presentation just being a little bit wordy. But every other thing I think is absolutely fine. Yeah, nice presentation. Kudos.
Thank you, Kevin.
Right. So, do we have any other judge in the house that wants to give feedback or ask questions? Ayodele, I know you have your 5 points. Your 5 points, what's it called? Categories. Do you want to share this time?
I think everything is fine except the interactivity as well. Well, I understand they are using PowerPoint. They won't be able to get this interactivity if they are not working with the Power BI itself to do the presentation. But they should learn how to use the Power BI more. Getting information from Power BI and pasting it on PowerPoint presentation. For me, as a data analyst, I think is just doing above and beyond. You should just get everything inside your Power BI, do your visualization. There's something that we call storytelling. Your visualization alone should be able to provide the information, and then you just talk a little. And then people will be engaged when they see the figures, because too much information on too much words, people are not really actually in the market, in the companies. They're not really bothered about what you have written. It is what the figures. When they see the figures, then their thought process will say, "Oh, so this is what we are doing. We are doing this much," and then they can ask more questions when they see that. So try to push the figures into their face, and then try and put it on the Power BI. I'm sure Power BI also have a slide that you can easily do so it will be more interactive when you use your Power BI as your slide. But aside that, your colors, every other thing, I think is fine.
Right, thank you for that. Thank you so much. So yeah, to Melody and Adedeji, big well done. Right. From my own end, one of the things I loved was the collaboration, the fact that, you guys had two people presenting, which is good, right? The flow handing over to each other was also very good. Even though we had some technical glitches when Adedeji took over. On the Power BI presentation, I think we particularly told them to use PowerPoint in this presentation, so the interactiveness we might not have, but yeah, of course, we test on Power BI on other cases. Right. So another thing I loved about your presentation was that it was relatable. You guys presented it, as like I could understand, the way you presented it. It was relatable. It was not just as if you were reading something, you don't understand, or something that we can't relate to. The way you're talking about the personalization of the app, yeah, we could relate to it. And one of the things you need to do as data analyst, right, is that you need to own your story. You need to actually, and that's where you'll be able to do that better if you actually, are engrossed in your data, such that you don't need to even have anything words on your slide. All you need to show is graphs, tables, and all of that. And you are talking over it to make us understand what we can't see. You are the one to tell the story, not necessarily your slide. Your slide should just show us visualization, something going up, something coming down, and then you'll be telling us, okay, the reason why it's up is this. The reason why we have a spike here is this. So you should be telling us what we can't see and not reading out labels that we can see for us, right? You should tell us the why behind the movements we are seeing. As a data analyst, you are supposed to explain the variances as well as, the variances, why they look alike, why they don't, why one is up, why one is down, what that a layman eyes can't see. Right. So another thing is that your slides, the color combination was good, so that's good. Right. So let's see the chat box if we have any feedback questions for them before we proceed to the next presenter for the day. Right. So great presentation. Well done, Adedeji. Well done, Deji and Melody. And Melody, well done, Deji. Good job, team. Bravo, Melody, Deji. We need paid version of Power BI for that. Right. Awesome presentation. Thank you. Do you mean what is behind the figures? Right. Yeah, that's what I mean. Right, that's what I mean. Great. So the next presenter for today is Med Synergy. Adebola Balogun presenting for Med Synergy. I love the way you guys are very quick, That's what I want, like very fast. Change the screen. Health and care. So for those of you who are currently in health and care, NHS, this and that, and you don't know how they apply data analysis or how data analysis is helping them in health and care, stay tuned. For the previous one, it was tech. So they were telling us how they use all this app that we use, Twitter or Facebook or this and that. So there are people analyzing the usage, which is what they have just done. That's Adedeji and Melody. They've just analyzed usage, while the first team, they analyzed data marketing, sales and marketing, right? And yeah, basically, let's see. I can't wait. Adebola.
Good afternoon. Thank you so much, Ricky. Can you all hear me?
We can hear you. All
right, thanks for having me here. My name is Adebola, and I'll be presenting on behalf of Med Synergy. And it's a transforming healthcare with data insight. We are using Core Success Medical Center as our case study. These are our team that worked very well on this project, and I'm appreciative to everyone that has contributed to this project. Core Success Medical Center exclusively offers services to outpatients. Their services covers preventive care, diagnosis, medical treatment, surgical treatment, and also counseling. And of course, all these are provided by professional healthcare workers. From the brief we received, we drive out our problem statement, which is Core Success Medical Center seeks patient data insight to enhance treatment strategies and of course to optimize the operational process. And we'll put our objective even to align with the client objective as well, is to identify the pattern and insight that can improve data outcome and of course improve their operational efficiency. We use SQL for our data extraction. We use Excel for data cleaning and processing. We use Power BI for our data visualization. And of course, we use PowerPoint for this presentation. This is the data overview of it. So after taking into consideration of the comments so far, we are unable to put this in live because of the limitation we have with putting Power BI into PowerPoint. But however, we are able to drive out the key metrics that is very important to these projects, and which are we have over 54,000 patients in this data set, and the average patient or age is 52 years of age. The total billing is around 1.4 billion, and of course, the average is 25 billion. From the rest of the slides, you'll be seeing how all these things, all these key metrics have effects on our analysis. Patient demography. One of the things that we are asked by the in the brief was to ensure that we categorically put the patients in their right places, and of course we try to see how the patients and the medical condition have been distributed. Adults from age 20 to 50 constituted most of the medical condition with 45%, and of course the females are more affected by arthritis and male are more affected by asthma. Looking at the charts from the extreme right and extreme left, you can see that adult has the most high number of the distribution of medical condition. And of course, we also look at the medical condition and the treatment. How are these people treated? What are their conditions and what were they administered? By what percentage are these being done? So we analyzed it and noticed that ibuprofen was the most effective treatment for hypertension in the color of pink, and you can see the consistency of how it is being used. And also Lipitor was the most effective treatment for cancer. And you can see, even though the treatment distribution of treatments looks all same thing from the pie chart, they were also different in their usage. So it also shows what and how they were being used across medical conditions. Going on, we try to see the patient recovery trend by recovery. Patient recovery trend, of course, we look at the patient recovery rate. There are immersive relationship in some cases, of course. When we notice that the recovery rates are higher, days spent in the hospital tends to be lower. Ibuprofen and Lipitor shows higher recovery rates, while ibuprofen having a notable peak at Smith PLC. You can definitely see that from the highest pink chart that is going up there. And from there, we also see that this was notable because the increase in both recovery rate and hospital stay is indicating an outstanding recovery rate. And while we are also looking at how other medication that was administered, we saw that paracetamol and penicillin was mostly common used, but show moderate recovery rates. And looking at the age, you can see that older patients experience low recovery rate and longer stays in the hospital, while the underage patients have higher recovery rates and shorter hospital stay. This suggests that age plays a critical role in their medical recovery. Looking at the billing pattern by medical condition, we saw that arthritis was the most highest average billing with 29,000 for hypertension, and of course hypertension, which is higher than hypertension, pardon me please. And the billing amount and days spent in the hospital are possibly correlated, meaning longer stays result to higher cost. The biggest divergence between the cost and the hospital stay was from the arthritis patient. Looking at the correlation coefficients between age, hospital stay, and medical effectiveness suggests that a weak positive relationship between medical and patient recovery rate. This means that medication alone was not the predictor of recovery. Other factors contributed to this. Our key findings: arthritis stands out as most commonly costly condition with the longest hospital stay, and it is most affected by female patients. Hypertension is the most affordable condition with shortest stay, and of course, ibuprofen was the most effective treatment for hypertension. Cancer had cost high with moderate cost stay correlation, and Lipitor was one of the most effective medication that was used. Asthma was most common in male with short stay, but at the same time, they also have one of the lowest costs due to short stay in the hospital. Diabetes fell in the middle and moderate, and the long-term management and monitoring makes it less variable in cost versus hospital stays. Our recommendation: optimizing hospital stay by improving early intervention strategy may enhance recovery rate. Enhancing treatment efficiency with data-driven decision, and of course, implementing continuous monitoring would help with long-term treatment. Patient expansion is also needed, and of course, standardizing data collection is very important in across healthcare facility. And of course, conducting patient satisfaction survey would help with service quality. From overall of our client's brief, our expected outcome is if all the recommendation is being followed, we'll have lower healthcare costs. There will be reduction in hospital stay duration, and of course, there will be better resource allocation and improved patients' outcome. In the light of this, we come to the conclusion that leveraging insight from patient data to improve healthcare efficiency, and of course, implement a AI based on the trend in healthcare and telemedicine solution for cost-effective care to optimize resources allocation based on predictive analytics. And to this end, I want to say thank you for listening to our presentation. Coming to RKY experience, it's been a great one, wonderful one for me. I want to say a big thank you and I appreciate RKY for putting this bootcamp together. I found it very, 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 very valuable and informative and engaging. I've met wonderful people in the course of this bootcamp, and I really love the people I met. I want to say thank you to Mr. Shegun, Mr. Theophilus, and Mr. Tobiloba for giving us their knowledge on this bootcamp and providing excellent support all through the section. They've been very, very, very supportive. Overall, it's been wonderful. I want to encourage anyone that is looking up to join RKY. You wouldn't regret. It's something that you would want, whether you like it or not. You get one skills or the other. Thank you so much for having us. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Adebola. Quite a very looks like your team. They are lots, right? You've got lots of accolades in the comment section. From Shinyo to Kemi to Mobalade. Well done, Adebola and team. Well done, babes. Nice job. Great insights. Well done. Go Med Synergy. Well done. Right. Let's ask questions as well. Do you have any questions? You know what I love about healthcare? You guys can see directly the impact of analysis, right? You can also relate to how the NHS and other healthcare organizations use data, right, to make things better, to improve processes, how they need to collect they already collect it anyway. Clients or patients' information, how they collect it, how they analyze it, how they use it to predict future diagnosis or to diagnose better and prevent as well, right? So yeah, this is so good. Right. Do we have any of the judges or mentors with questions?
I can start. So this presentation, very nicely done. Good job for that. All the categories, I think you have done very well. But I would just advise that in your choice of color, because I understand that there are a lot of variables in your bar chart, but just try and work on the colors. Especially, there are some stakeholders that they cannot manage a lot of colors, so you need to put that in mind when you are with your colors. And then I like your slides. Almost all your slides have a picture which at least will stimulate the stakeholder. But I didn't find any on the key findings. The key findings should be what you found from the chart. So I should have been seeing some charts that's okay. Yes, this is the key finding, and this is the chart that actually supports whatever your key finding is. So that I didn't see. But overall, you've done a very good job.
Thank you for that, Ayo Dele. Do we have any other person that wants to give feedback from the mentor and judges team? Right. Okay, if we don't have any feedback, we move straight on to data visionaries. So well done, Adebola. Quite good presentation. I think I love the way you owned your presentation as well. You were confident speaking about each of your parameters. So yeah, well done on that. Data
Thank you.
visionaries. Chukuka. Beautiful. Slides already been shared. Chukuka is presenting tech.
Hello, yeah.
I'm not showing your slides, so you're showing us.
Yeah, I just came to unmute myself.
Okay. Let's get right on. 10 minutes, guys. Time management, very important. We still have about 2 presenters to go. 10 minutes.
Good afternoon, everyone. My name is Chukuka, and I'll be presenting for Data Visionaries. Our project title is User Engagement Analysis and Insights for Synaptics Digital Solution. Synaptics Digital Solutions provides innovative digital solutions focusing on automation and advanced analytics to help businesses thrive in the digital era. And this project was all put together by members of my team. The objectives were to perform an in-depth analysis to find out engagement data and insights to enable the company or optimize their businesses. These are the tools that were used in the analysis: Excel for data cleaning, SQL for data extraction, Power BI for data analysis, and of course, PowerPoint for the presentation. The key metrics that we analyzed are active users, average session duration, and total engagement score. So active users simply means users that log into the app daily. Average session duration just indicates the interest of users. And high engagement was seen in users 55 and above, and tablets as well. This is the dashboard. So the dashboard provides insights that will enable the company make a data-driven decisions. So when you look at the different charts, you will see the average session duration by device type to tell you which device type are the highest session duration. Same thing goes with the rest of the charts. Which user segments have the highest engagement scores and what are their common characteristics? So at the end of our analysis, we found out that users 55 and above are the highest engagement, followed by users aged 45 to 54. And then you can see that there's a very big gap between the engagement score of the users 55 and above and the rest of the user groups. How can we identify users at risk of churning based on their usage patterns and session duration? To answer this question, we had to analyze the risk level by usage segment and user ID. Because in the start, we had to segment the users into high, moderate, and low usage user segments. And in the end, we found that 55.74% of all customers were at high churn risk level, while 25.23% of them are at medium churn risk level, and 19.0%.
By the way, sorry to interrupt you. I really try not to, but your slides from my end are very blurry, and we can't make out anything on it. It's so mixed together, like the colors are just mixed together. I don't know if it's from my end only, but yeah, if you can do something about it.
Let's hear from someone else and see if it's from your end, because
yeah,
it's quite okay
it's
from my
blurry here too. I thought it was
blurry.
network. It's blurry. It's too blurry.
Okay, if someone else can share from his team, maybe we can try that.
Yeah, drop the on the.
Yeah, it's in the base camp.
Okay, they said it's your network because it goes and comes. So sometimes it just clear and then to go blurry again.
Oh,
are you using camera? Are you facing camera on your lap? It looks. Or are you? I don't know. I don't know, but yeah, it's very blurry.
Is your video on?
No, definitely no.
Okay.
If there's any member of the data visionaries in the comment section, please
Yeah, data visionaries, you guys should support your team member. Next time when you guys are going for meetings like this, about 2 to 3 people should have the slides ready and be ready to share. Even if you're not presenting, be ready to share, because you might plan everything all well and technology will just fail you, right? So let's get somebody else that can share for him, because I'm not sure we can really manage it. I was thinking, okay, we probably might be able to manage it. Okay, if that is going to take some time, how much more do you have to go? It's just 10 minutes, by the way.
Yeah, I was almost done, but since you guys weren't following along, then it defeats the purpose.
Okay, so do we have, how is anybody ready to share or available or willing or something?
Please, anybody from Data Visionary in the comment section, help me
If
share.
it's going to take more than 1 minute, we'll take the next presenter, just there.
Can you share the slides on this chat so that...
I don't think you can attach. Can you attach on
Yeah, you can on yeah, just... So I think
what is he asking for me to do?
Just drop the slides here on the chat.
How do I do that?
I'm not sure attachments. It's just links I know you can share on Teams.
So it's clear now.
I shared it.
Okay, it's clear now. Is that you still sharing?
So leave.
No, that's not mine.
Mode. Just
okay. Someone is sharing for him. Someone is sharing for me.
Someone is sharing.
I'm sharing for him, please.
Okay, Shagun, thanks. Okay, let's proceed. Look how beautiful your slides look, and then we're not even seeing it in the before. That's why it's good to talk. Oh yeah, let's go ahead, please. So for the next 2 presenters, you guys should take that cue and be ready to have at least 2 people ready to share. You even have effects.
Yeah, so should I start from the beginning again, or should I start from where I stopped?
Start from where you stopped, please.
Oh, okay, thank you very
see
much.
your beauty. We are seeing the beautiful slide. So where did you stop?
After the... Okay, let me just start from the chart. Let him just finish displaying the chart. I'll just start from the chart and move on from there. It's a very short... Okay, move it to the next. Oh, okay, leave here. Thank you. Yeah, so the next question is, which user segments have the highest engagement scores and what are their common characteristics? So at the end of analysis, we were able to find out that the users age 55 and above had the highest engagement, followed by users aged 45 to 54. And from the chart, you can see that there's a very big difference between the users age 55 plus and the rest of the age groups. And we also found out that users that were accessing the app on tablets and laptops had higher engagements as well. Let's move to the next slide. How can we identify users at risk of churning based on their usage patterns and session duration? To answer this question, we had to segment the users into different segments, the high, moderate, and the low usage user segments. And we had to analyze them against their user ID. And at the end of the day, we found that 55.74% of all the customers were at high churn risk level, while 25.23% of them were at medium churn risk level, and 19.0% of them were at low churn risk level. Let's move to the next slide. So we had to find out whether the device type influenced the user's engagement in any way. And at the end of the calculation, we found that we had a correlation coefficient of 0.01, which is a very weak correlation, suggesting that the device type does not have any major influence on the user's engagement score. Let's move to the next slide. How can we tailor in-app features or notifications to different user segments to increase engagement? So for the low engagement users, the feature ideas we suggested was to simplify navigation to remove friction for those who are not tech savvy. notification strategy, use behavioral nudges such as "we miss you" and all of those things to give them that sense of belonging. That will make them feel like that they are a part of the app, and that will make them use the app, engage with the app more, or come back to the app more often. And for the high engagement users, we are recommending to introduce advanced or exclusive features such as premium content or loyal rewards to give them that sense of reward, like they recognize the input they are putting into making use of the app. Notification strategy, highlight new features and achievements, e.g. you are the top 10% of engagement users and some of those stuff. Let's move to the next slide. Which locations have the highest and lowest user engagement, and how can we address these disparities? The top 5 locations are Dallas, Houston, Chicago, Phoenix, and San Jose, while the bottom 5 locations are San Diego, San Antonio, Philadelphia, Los Angeles, and New York. And you can see it from the chart as well. Let's move to the next slide. So our summary is our recommendation. So we are recommending for Synaptics digital solution to gamify the app for the younger demographics. As we all know, the younger demographics are very interested in playing games. So an introduction of some sort of games into the app will keep the younger demographics more engaged. Can I still be heard? Can you all hear me?
Yes, we can hear you. Yes, we can hear you.
Yeah. So we are suggesting gamification of the app, then simplified interfaces and productivity tools for the older users. As we all know, the older generations are not very tech savvy, and they find some of these new technologies very difficult to use. So simplifying the interfaces will help them get more engaged with the app and give them improve their session duration as well. And that is our recommendation. And this all wouldn't have been made possible without the help of RKY, because at the start of this boot camp, I never thought there would come a time that I would beat my hand on my chest and say I'm a data analyst. But yeah, I am confident today, calling myself a data analyst, analyzing data, and it's still all surprising to me. So I want to say a very big thank you to RKY and the tutors who were relentless in their effort to see that we understood everything that was being taught. And I would definitely recommend RKY for anyone who is looking into becoming a data analyst. Thank you very much, and God bless you.
Thank you so much, and a big well done to you. Sometimes we make plans for everything to go smoothly, and then what happens? Tech decides to disappoint. But when it does, which happens once in a while, it's how we take on from there and how we make sure it doesn't affect our composure, our confidence that matters. So I'll say well done to you, Chukwuka, because, what happened at the beginning with your slides could have actually unbalanced you or made you lose balance, and your confidence might have even been affected, but you still took it up from there and you did really well. Well done. So do we have any of the mentors, the judges in the house who want to give a feedback on his performance or on his presentation and anything related to that? I've got my feedback though, but we'll take others first. Zainab, Ayodele, Kelvin, are you still with us?
Yes, Kelvin. Yes, nice presentation though. Nice presentation. Though when you first started, I think the second or third slide, when there were so many charts, he just explained one chart and he said, as you can see in the chart. So that didn't actually flow well, because the chart is supposed to just with the chart you can tell the story. Like you don't even need words as a data analyst to tell the story, like Rookie has been saying, and every other person. So you could have just explained more to us with the charts, not telling us that we can see in the chart. So that place there was like it didn't really make sense. That was the only thing. And every other thing, when he had tech issues, he was able to come back with his confidence, finish the presentation, which is really nice. So kudos to him. But every other thing was nice. That was the only place I didn't. I was like, no, you need to make an explanation to us.
Okay. So you get that, right? So you can't tell us that, as you can see on the slides, right? Because probably before, when you're at work, you might have even sent the slides to your manager or to directors beforehand. So it's not, they've seen it, but they want you to come and, tell them what is not on the slides. Beautiful. So, do you have any other person that wants to give feedback on his presentation? Shagun, please feel free as well to join in giving feedback if you have feedback for them. Right. So, if we do not have any other feedback for Chukuka, probably we are still trying. I had blurry written down, but apparently that blurry was, good recommendations as well. Right. Like I said, the way you were able to manage your composure, even when the network and all of that, failed, was also really good. Right. So good recommendations. Your slides were good as well. I love the effects you applied to it. Obviously, your slide is from your recommendations as well, gamification and all of that. Obviously, you are in tune with, we are in tune with technology, right? Because we could see it from your slide. So I'm sure the first presenters can now see from the last presenters the things you can do with your slide, right? And not even the last, even the other presenters we've had after that, right? So thank you for that. So I think the next person for me would be Quantum Sphere, FinSight Pro. If there was time, I would have loved to know the idea behind these two people's name. Ufoma presenting for wow. Ifoma presenting from FinSight Pro, we would love to hear from you.
Hello, good afternoon. Can you hear me? Hello?
Yes, we can hear you.
Okay, so I'm going to start with my presentation right away. Okay, that's fine. So, good afternoon, everyone. Thank you for joining us today. My name is Ufoma, and with me here is Joy. And we are here on behalf of Vista Pro to present our financial analysis of Quantum Sphere's revenue data. This analysis was conducted as part of our Data Analysis and Business Intelligence Bootcamp Cohort 10. I would like to introduce our team members whom, despite our conflicting schedules, worked hard to bring this project to life. Our presentation will be guided by this outline. It's going to start from introduction and project workflow and end with data visualization and recommendation. Imagine you are leading a company that has experienced rapid revenue growth, but over time things begin to plateau. Costs are rising, revenue is fluctuating, and the financial health of the business is at crossroads. That's the story of Quantum Sphere, which is a global management consultancy that specializes in operations, strategy, and transformation. Our analysis uncovers financial trends and reviews critical strategies to drive sustainable profitability. In order to achieve this, we use various data analysis and business intelligence tools, SQL for data extraction, Excel for data cleaning and analysis. For data visualization, Power BI was used, and for presentation, which we are currently doing, PowerPoint is used for this. In each step was crucial in ensuring the accuracy and reliability of our analysis. This slide just shows more technical details on how we extracted and cleaned our data provided. This is the Power BI dashboard for Quantum Sphere Consulting Limited.
Sorry to interrupt you. I don't know. I can see a slide, but a lot of people are saying they can't see a slide. Can we all see a slide? Because I can.
Yes.
Yes, I can see it as well.
Okay, beautiful. So if you can't see a slide, please feel free to probably refresh and go back and come in. Sorry for that, Ifoma, please continue.
No, that's fine. Okay. So this is the Power BI dashboard for Quantum Sphere Consulting Limited. The dashboard provides key financial insights, helping us to analyze revenue, expenses, and profitability across different companies that Quantum Sphere provides services to. The total revenue stands at 375.7 million with a net profit of 46.7 million. We also track our cost of goods sold at 187.7 million, gross profits 188 million, and total expenses at 141.3 million. The revenue trend shows steady growth from 2020 to 2022, apart from 2020, where there was the downplay of the COVID. And the net profit margin trends indicate a healthy performance. Expense breakdown reviews stable spending across operating, research and development, and marketing categories. The dashboard also highlights our top 10 companies by revenue, net profit margin, total expenses, gross profit margin, and cost of goods sold. Richmond Inc. leads in revenue at 8.4 million, while Chase, Smith, and Moore have the highest net profit margin. With this dashboard, we have a clear financial picture enabling data-driven decision making. I'll now hand over to Joyce to take us through the remaining part of the presentation.
Thank you, Foma, for that. So now we're going to be looking at some financial analysis into a little bit more details. Here we have graphs showing the total revenue over the years and the total expenses over the years. And from graph 1, we can see that revenue was good in 2019 with a lot of companies like reaching their highest points. But then came 2020, a year that reshaped industries worldwide. Revenue took a hit with all the companies as it was observed, likely due to the global disruptions attributed to the COVID-19 pandemic. Post-pandemic, we expected a strong rebound. However, this wasn't the case. Instead of a consistent recovery, revenue fluctuated and has gradually declined. The pattern in the expenses graph also shows that it was slightly stable throughout the years, but then again we realized that an investment into R&D, though it fluctuated, a stable investment suggests commitment to innovation and future product development. We also see here that cost of goods sold was the highest expense in year out, and though there's been a slight decrease in some of the years, which suggests successful operational improvements contributing to overall profitability potential. The table above shows all the companies Quantum Sphere provides services for. It shows a descriptive statistics analysis spanning from 2019 to 2023, and the data has helped us to understand some financial performance better. Going further, we're looking at the financial performance of the companies, and we grouped the companies in according to top 10 based on some key metrics.
Foma, can you unshare and share again, and let's see, because I think a lot of people are having issues seeing your screen.
Okay. I'll stop sharing.
So stop sharing and share again.
Okay.
Jiggy, baby, Jiggy, you can't have my phone.
Sarah, please mute yourself. Thank you. Hopefully this solves the problem. Yeah, so for those that are saying they went out and came back and it's still the same issue, hopefully this would solve the problem, right?
Can you see now?
I can see, I hope they can see too, everyone that could not see. Let's proceed. Just continue.
Joyce.
Continue your presentation.
Hello, Joyce, are you here?
Hi. Yeah, so from the graphs, we realized that Richmond Inc. had the highest revenue. However, it also tops the charts in terms of expenses. This is a classic case of high revenue, high cost, suggesting that revenue growth alone isn't enough. The good thing also is that Richmond Inc. ranked third in terms of net profit margin, suggesting that the company is good at keeping profits. Similarly, Moore Inc. and Robertson Inc. companies had high revenues, but they also had high overall costs. They, however, do not appear in the top companies in terms of net profit margins. High operating costs might be limiting their profitability. It's also worth noting how Casey Lopez and Canon and Gay Carroll companies are in the top earners, but incurred significant expenses, which could be limiting profitability. This suggests a low revenue to cost efficiency. On the other hand, Chase Smith and Payne Limited companies are leading in terms of net profit margins, while their cost structures are more efficient and they're able to convert revenue into profit much more effectively. Also, companies such as Sandoval Wilson topped highest in terms of gross profit margin, indicating efficient production. We went a further step to be able to break down the companies we're giving into product type and realize that we had two product types, the SaaS and the content product types. And realized SaaS companies were good at generating revenue, while the content-based products, despite their larger volumes, had lesser revenue per product. So where does quantum sphere go from? Where do the companies go from here? We're going to suggest or recommend the following. Cut costs where it matters. High revenue companies like Richmond Inc. also have high expenses. The solution isn't just to increase sales, it's also identify inefficiencies in supply chain, overhead costs, and operations to improve margins without sacrificing performance. Also, learn from the best. The most profitable companies in this analysis have one thing in common: cost efficiency. Quantum Sphere shows studies the pricing models, cost structures, and operational efficiencies of the top earners and replicate those strategies with other companies who aren't doing well. Also, revenue diversification, expand into new industries or client segmentation. Also, transition from traditional marketing into performance-based strategies. Next. So now we've come to the end of this presentation, and we can't end this without recognizing RKY Consulting. Through this bootcamp, we've been able to learn strong technical skills like SQL, Excel, Power BI, and Tableau. Also, through the personal and group projects, we've been able to work on real world data sets, build insightful dashboards, and we've been able to learn other skills such as time management, communication skills, teamwork, ability to work despite our conflicting schedules and backgrounds. And we've learned a lot, we've come a long way. So we highly recommend RKY Consulting to anyone looking to fast track their analytics skills with practical and hands-on learning. Thank you, everyone. Thanks for your attention, and we're now open to questions.
Wow, thank you so much. Right, as a senior finance analyst, formerly, I could actually relate to all your presentations, right? Like, I love the use of tables, but before I go into my own feedback, judges and mentors in the house, you guys, please don't get tired. We still have one more to go. Guys, let's give them feedback. Joyce and is it Informal, right?
Yes. Yes.
Just Joyce and Informal, let's give them their feedback. How did they do? Joyce, your people are not here. Informal, your people are not here. They are not gassing you up the way they did with the last So do we have questions for her? Do you have feedback for them? Do we have any of the judges have questions, feedback for them before we proceed to the next person?
Yeah, hi, this is Gavin again. So for me, very nice presentation, I must say. The use of what's called her dashboard or graphs or whatever it is on PowerPoint, like she explained it very well. She didn't have to like look for words, so she was actually carrying us along with the graph. So like for the column chart, was it the column chart where she had 4 column charts on one dashboard? So she explained it. There was no word there, so she carried us along, telling us this is the lowest, this is the highest, this company, that company. So really, really nice presentation, which is really nice. I think this is one of the best presentation for me today. Very nice, really nice. I really enjoyed it because of the more graphs and less words. So, and the use of table too. So it's because for data analysis, or most of the presentations I've done, they tend to like love it when you explain using the graphs rather than just spelling out words for them. So nice presentation for me.
Thank you, Kelvin, for that. Zainab and Ayodele, you're not giving us your 5-6 points feedback anymore.
Okay, so in terms of clarity and simplicity, I think I would say yes. It is you have clear tables, titles, and everything is okay. as I said, accuracy, I don't know the source of your figure, so I won't be able to talk about accuracy. But I guess, yes, you will have done a good job on that. Chart selections. Yeah, I think I saw various charts. I could see line, I saw bar charts. Yeah, but I think maybe you could have used some more, especially in maybe a heat map to show all the different companies, how they relate. Maybe heat map can help you with that. But there's something which I noticed. It has to do where you on there's a sheet where you presented four different I think charts, and on that the format of the figures are different. I could see one in millions. I could see one in the figures are just written in decimal places. And I think for financial figures of huge values like that, decimal places is not actually applicable. It shouldn't be. But I'm not expert in finance. I think maybe Rukayat can actually validate that. If it's a big figure, nobody will really talk about minute decimal places in such areas. So, but above everything, I think you've done a very good job. Well done.
Right. Thanks for that. Thanks for the very detailed feedback. It means that, you were looking at everything they were doing, and which is one of the skill sets data analysts needs to have, right? Attention to detail skills. Do we have any other feedback, any other question for them? Like I said, I love this presentation, maybe because it's more like finance related. The tables, yeah, in finance, there's some data I want to present. We use graphs, we use lines, we use tables as well. There's some things that you want to show, maybe 20, 12, 20. The numbers are also important in addition to the graphs. So yes, I would say well done on that area. And I think I love the depth as well. You guys owned it, where there's a difference when you own your data and you're able to talk confidently about it as compared to, just reading out the slide that, you can't really relate to. Right. So I don't know, in the absence of any other feedback for them, I'll be welcoming our last presenter for the day, Ola Olus, Sally, Ayodeji, and David for data dynamics. How many dynamics do we have? Then they're presenting for Synaptics Digital Solutions and their industry is tech. Ola Olu. Beautiful. By the way, these little presentations you are seeing people, and I will encourage everybody, you worked as a group, that's fine. You all need to go back and also be able to do these presentations as a standalone, because when using your personal projects, right, you guys still have personal projects to deliver. And not only about doing these presentations as well, post it on LinkedIn. This meeting we are in today, I want to see people posting on LinkedIn on Monday. I had a presentation with Kinikon with stakeholder data insights, the way I had the opportunity to showcase some data sets. Blah 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 blah. Go to ChatGPT and tell ChatGPT. I attended RKY Data Insights Day. I want to make a post about it. 1,000 words. This is what I contributed. You will get content, just paste, put picture of you, maybe this picture or picture of you present, and you're good to go. You need to start leaving footprints of your experience on the face of your LinkedIn. Also, when you work on your personal projects, post, tag RKY Careers, will reshare. I would personally comment as well my personal page, where I have a lot of recruiters. Tag RKY Careers, tag myself if you want to, but RKY Careers, yes. But make a post about your experience, your projects, and all of that. Very important. So, Olaolu, I think you're ready for us. Please go for it.
Yes. Hi, everyone. I hope everyone can hear me.
Yes, we can.
Okay.
I can hear you.
My name is Olaolu Ayodeji. I am representing Data Dynamics, and we are presenting the app user data analysis for Synaptics Digital Solutions. Here are my fellow team members who participated in different roles to complete this project. Thanks to everyone for their effort. Introduction, Synaptics Digital Solutions, it's a gateway to digital mastery. They're a leading company that help to innovate and transform businesses digitally. They specialize in automation and advanced analytics, as well as committed to enhancing efficiency and driving business successes. They also deliver insight to propel businesses forward. The objective of this project is to examine and analyze user data to find reasonable patterns and trends to provide actionable insights for Synaptics Digital Solutions. The tools that were employed, we started with SQL for the data extraction. Then we use Excel to clean the data and process the data, and Power BI for the visualizations, as well as PowerPoint for this presentation that you can see at the moment. Here's our dashboard. We examined the total number of 10,000 users over the duration of 1 year. And we can see that the average session duration is slightly over 60 minutes, with an average engagement score of 495. We have the average number of sessions to be 50, and the average daily app usage to be 6.1 hours daily. The correlation coefficient was pretty low at 0.005. So here you can see some of the key matrices that we analyzed: number of users, the churn risk. So I'm going to go further to explain these visualizations. You can see analysis by the age group. We can see that the oldest users had the highest number of users of the app at 1,948. They also had the highest engagement score at 509. In terms of the device types, the laptop users had the highest number of users, but the tablet users had the highest engagement score, which is somewhat reflective of our age groups here, because the younger users tend to use their smartphone more. I believe that's why we can see that the smartphone number of users is low, as well as the engagement score. In terms of the location, we can see that Phoenix had the highest number of users, but Dallas users had the highest engagement score. Phoenix, with the highest number of users, also did relatively well, with New York being the least in terms of engagement scores. In terms of gender, we did not see a lot of difference. The male users slightly edged the female users, but the female users had a slightly higher engagement score. In terms of the churn data, we looked at different matrices to analyze the churn data, and we came up with a formula for that. We looked at the last login dates. Users that have logged in within the last 30 days, they are low risk in terms of login dates, while users between 30 and 120 days, they are moderate risk, and users over 120 days are high risk. In terms of engagement score, we have the high engagement users, the moderate engagement users, and the low engagement users. As you can see, the indicators. In terms of usage per day, we have the very high usage users, we have the high usage, we have the moderate usage, and we have the low usage. Sorry about that. In terms of number of sessions, we have the high frequency, that is higher than 60, moderate frequency from 40 to 60, and the low frequency less than 40 sessions. And then we also have, in terms of session duration, the low duration users, less than 40 minutes, the moderate duration users from 40 to 80 minutes, and the high duration users over 80 minutes. We use this to calculate a churn risk and assign the churn risk to different to all the users. After we use the formula, as you can see below, applying different weights to the different matrices that we are analyzing. The login date was given the highest matrix of 30%, the usage days 25%, the number of session 15, session duration 10, and the engagement score of 20. From that, we're able to see that the medium risk users were the highest, followed by the high risk of churn, and then the low risk. So we need to work on our user engagement in order to pull back the high and the medium risk users. We also analyzed the correlation between the device type and the engagement score. As you can see here, there was very little to no correlation between the device types and engagement score, meaning the type of device has no effect on the engagement score. Summary of our findings. In terms of the age group, the highest number of users was 65 and above, and the lowest 18 to 25. The engagement scores for the age group, the highest as well was 65 and above, and the lowest was 35 to 44. For the device types, the number of users, the laptop had the highest number of users, and smartphone had the lowest number of users. In terms of the engagement scores, the tablet had the highest, with the desktop the lowest. And for the genders, as we saw earlier, the male gender has the highest number of users, but the female gender has the higher engagement score. In terms of location, Phoenix had the highest number of users, with Philadelphia having the lowest, and Dallas having the highest engagement score, with New York the lowest. We look at our churn risk. 63% of users had a high risk of churning, with 27% having a medium risk and 10% having a low risk. We did not find any correlation between the device type and the engagement score during this analysis. Our recommendations are addressing at risk. First of all, we have to address addressing at-risk users. We can do this by implementing reminders, to prompt users that haven't used that are on the high risk, to remind them of the features, give them time-based discounts to encourage them to continue using the app. In terms of optimizing user experience, we need to utilize user stories to create improvements to optimize the user experience and include options for different user needs. In terms of targeting the age groups, we need to create targeted features for different age groups. Younger age groups, we can attract them with things like sharing their achievements and sharing it on their other social media platforms. With the median age group, we can create tools for time management to help them, and also career development tools in the app. And for the older users, we can increase the accessibility and the visibility of the app. In terms of optimizing the UI, we can optimize it by device type as well, with the desktop users having more advanced features for them to be able to do more things. The laptop users having better mobility features so that they can use the app on the go. And the tablet user with better touch interface features in order for them to navigate on the app more seamlessly. And the smartphone users with quick access features in order for them to use the functions quickly from their home screen. We can also we can also create localized content for different locations. For our locations with lower engagement, we can collaborate with content creators, as well as creating personalized notifications for different locations in order to encourage people to be more familiar with the ongoings of the app and how they can benefit from it with the things around them. Finally, I want to talk about my experience with RKY Careers. It's been a good journey so far. I've learned a lot from SQL to analyzing data using Excel and Power BI. And also I've gotten a lot of support from our tutors in terms of presenting this, as well as throughout the whole session, the classes. They've been very helpful, and I would definitely recommend RKY Careers to future analysts. Thank you very much. There goes the end of my presentation.
Well done. Thank you so much. Great presentation. Right. Do we have feedbacks? Feedbacks, Zainab. Zainab, you've only commented on one so far. What's going on? I challenge you.
Okay, I'll go for this one now. So yeah, lovely presentation. First, I'll start with the things that I, love. So first, I love there are a variety of charts, the way you explain the churn by the different categories. And, I also loved how you gave detailed on how the score was calculated with the different weights that you assigned for each criteria. And the recommendations you gave were very detailed. And I love how you gave the summary at the end, to just reiterate all that you've said and, followed by the recommendations. And for some things that I think that have been, a bit better, I would say, so the text and format were not so consistent. We have some on this side, some are down, and some of the sizes are not also the same in some places. And there was a slide where you had 5 different charts on there with light blue text. They weren't so visible. I don't know. It just didn't seem really consistent. And there's a place where there was an error with his spelling, churn risk instead of churn. And then, so yeah, I'll say just those and just the consistency in the PowerPoint slides, basically.
Thank you very much.
Yeah.
Thanks for that, Zainab. Obviously, attention is being paid to details. Right. So any other feedback, from the team members, questions, about the presentation itself, anything at all, give feedback. Feedback is very important, Okay, so I think we have some chat box comments. Let's go read it. This is beautiful. I'm proud to be a member of such a dynamic group. Interesting. First time joining, and it's really good to be here. RKY is simply awesome. Thank you. Thank you, Zainab. Thanks to everyone that have presented generally. Why has no one mentioned that they learned data storytelling is literally everything about data analysis? Right. So you want them to mention about the fact that they learned it, or you want them to, everything they are doing here is storytelling, So how do you need to be more specific? Right. Right, guys. Thank you so much for the presentation so far. I'm going to go back to sharing my screen. Is there no other question for what's it? David and Olaolu? Okay, so let's talk about other things, right? How our students go from 0 to hero. You've seen the presentation here today. Obviously, there's still a lot to be done, right? That's why we have this process as well, where they can present and get feedback, right? We pride ourselves at RKY Careers for turning our students from 0 to hero, from having zero experience in data to them becoming data experts, from them learning to practicing to work, building their portfolio on projects, to learning how to present, the storytelling part of it, and all of that. Those that are presented today, they are still even within the process. They still have lots of projects to work on to build their portfolio, but I'm super proud of their progress so far, right? Coming from where they are. Guess what? Even after you get the job, learning continues. It doesn't ever stop. Right. So our commitment to our students extend beyond the bootcamp. After the bootcamp, right, there's also post-bootcamp support, weekly interview preps that would also help them to fill any gap that might still exist within their skill sets, right? So this ongoing support is really significant and instrumental to the success that we experience at RKY Careers as well. Another component part of what contributes to the success is our CV and LinkedIn optimization, right, that we do for the students, to combine the unique skill sets they have from where they are to where they were before to what they've newly acquired, right, to form a very unique brand for themselves. Here are sample presentations that we've had posted on LinkedIn by our previous students. You can see how beautiful the dashboards are, right? And also, like from these quotes, like I said, I'm yet to see a lot from you guys. So go on, I'll tell you that most of all those that you can see on this screen, they've landed their desired jobs. Why? Because in addition to learning the skill sets, they are confident enough. It's only if you practice that you'll be confident enough to post what you have done. So you need to challenge yourself that, okay, I will make one post a day related to data analytics. I'll post a dashboard a week. Just because personal branding is very important. You want to get a job, either in data analysis or any other career path, or even entrepreneurship, you need to put your story out there. You need to start putting content out there that people can go back to when they find you, when you apply to their jobs, and they can be convinced that truly, if you can do this on your own personal projects, you probably have the skills and can even do better on the job. Why should we transition to tech? Blooming demand, diverse with competitive salary, innovation and creativity, problem solving. You can see the way data and tech is really helping the NHS to do better as they are automating patients' records. They are migrating from Excel to cloud to this and that. So many reasons to be in tech. Talk about global talent as well, right? The one thing I always tell people to do is go to your LinkedIn, put in global talents, UK global talents, and then change to people. You see that lots of people have data analytical skills or related skills and are able to use it to get the global talents visa. Getting job with NHS as well. We have lots of our students who are in NHS, in civil service, and in tech companies and other companies where tech skills are required. And guess where these companies are? All companies require tech skills. So basically, you are just, an all-rounder. You're able to apply your skill sets. Anyway, this week alone, right, I can't count how many data analysis related success stories I had, from HEO to Band 7 NHS to this and that. I mean, some of them are also be on this call. Right, so you can see what are the bands of jobs that will give you sponsorship in the NHS if you're not going for the carer roles. It's band 7, band 8, band 6. Even getting with band 4. Don't sleep on it and keep moving up the ladder. That is the way to go. Right, so we have over 1,000 success stories at RQI Careers, as you can see. Right, and if you want to also be on the other side by the next cohort, if you are here and you are not an RKY student or alumni, I would encourage you to join the next cohort starting March 8th, right? And the best part is that I'm sure for everybody on this cohort, none of them go to enroll at this price you can see on my screen. Right now, we're running the Valentine promo. And it's going to be the last promo for the year because I think we've done enough promo. In fact, I was being told off, by some of my own mentors and coaches as well, like, why can't you times 5 your price? Why is your price at £5.99? So before RKY start charging £2,000, because I feel that even if we start charging £2,000, I think what we offer, right, validates or justifies it in terms of the unending support and all of that. So if you are one of those sitting on the fence, we have, a promo that is in line with Valentine, ends tomorrow at 12 p.m. Gift somebody this boot camp at £450, or gift yourself. Self-love is also very important. So gift somebody at £450. This is the last, this, I'm even tempted to close it before them because the number of people that have actually keyed into this, is hitting my bottom line. I'm like, hey, but guess what? It's still open before it's closed. Gift somebody. If there's someone you've been telling about RK1, they say money is the problem, you enrolled at £5.99. Now is the time to let them know that they can even come on board at £450. If you're in Nigeria as well, send us a DM on the numbers that have been dropped on the chat box, to secure your slots. So secure your slots before the end of tomorrow. It's not like enrollment stops after tomorrow, but you'll be paying the regular £5.99. Right. So you can pay either one-off, and you can also pay in installments. We have partnered with Klarna, ClearPay, and all of the likes that makes life easy for people. Right. So our upcoming events: Bootcamp compliance starts March 1st. Excel starts March 1st as well. PMBA starts 8th of March. SMPO 8th of March. Digital marketing 8th of March. Data analysis 8th of March. And our tech summit, a free tech summit where we talk about all of these skill sets, 22nd of February. Right. So like I always tell the students, try to apply to jobs yourself. There's no better way to do these job applications than doing it yourself, because what I always tell people is 20 jobs a day. If there's any tool that will help you apply for 20 jobs a day that is not automated, then it will be so expensive. But if you're one of those people that you don't have time at all to apply to jobs, right, then you probably might need help with it. But like I always encourage a lot of people. Try to do it yourself. It's cheaper, it's free, and yeah, basically. So, but we have the Apply Body products that was launched a while ago. You can follow us on social media on Instagram, and you can check out our website for the service for those who can't find time to apply to jobs. Also, we have the affiliates program. For those of you that are here, majority of you are alumni or students, you can earn passive income rights by referring people. You get to earn 10% on everybody you bring on board. So all you need to do is to go to the website, register for the program, copy your unique link, share your unique link. As you are making that post I told you all to make on Monday, the link you've copied after you created your account, paste it there. If you're one of those looking to go into data analysis, check RKY out with link below. They won't even know that you're earning anything. They think you're. So put the link there, refer people, and guess what? You are not referring them to a scam company or company that's you are not even confident about. You are referring them to people. So you are referring a place that you are confident of the quality of what they deliver, right? Because you've also experienced it. Don't be that gatekeeper that holds back, resources that you find. We used to have majority of our students come back from referrals, but now we were like, okay, how can we reward people? Because we have some people that come and say, oh, I have 4 people I want to bring. Is there anything, right? So that's why we decided that, let's create a program that rewards people because they already refer to us anyway. Like I also said, we recently launched our podcast. It's an empowering podcast for careers and businesses where we bring on board guests who are thriving either in their careers or their businesses. If you want to watch videos of this podcast, subscribe to our YouTube, Limitless and Thriving. We also have Spotify and Apple you can subscribe to. I'm sure you guys, for those of you that are students, you've seen the link I dropped to you. Our latest episode was fire, so make sure you don't miss it. Where there was an entrepreneur that is also an entrepreneur that is also a business analyst, sharing how she's using business analysis to improve her business and how the traditional hair making business can still give you 6 figures in the UK. We can't all say we are looking for a job. Even if you are looking for a job, you can't be generational wealth, right, with just jobs. You need to set up your own business. And it's not just about side hustle. It's about setting up something that is sustainable enough that you can leave your 9 to 5 to one day, or hand over to your family, your kids, or whatever one day. By the way, I offer business coaching services. We have a free community for business owners. That's free to be part of the community. However, if you want to work with me to build your business, we have 2 programs that are coming up that will be launched soon. One is an exclusive one-to-one where it's just me and you. We'll be having meeting for a couple of months, and we'll guide you as to how you start a business down to the end. And then we have the cohorts-based one where we would have about 5 businesses that will be working as a group. We'll be each other's accountability partner. I would have a lot of accountability, and before the end of the program, you have your website and all of those things set up for you. Right, talking about Limitless Without Borders, which is also one of our initiatives. All our initiatives, by the way, is focused on empowering us, immigrants, underrepresented communities, because guess what? Most of us don't have enough role models that are immigrants. If you ask me, that like immigrants and are successful. How many of them, when you go to events and all of that, are really immigrants that are also very successful now? They have £1 million business. They have like 6 figures business. They are thriving out there. So the goal of these events is to bring together, people that, we have a lot of immigrants that MB, OB, for those of you that know all those chieftaincy that they give in the UK. But guess what? If you don't have them within your network normally, you might not even know what opportunities are out there. Like every time I go to an event, I meet you. That's your opportunity to meet people that are like ×5 where you really want to be, and your opportunity to network, get their numbers, be in their contact, get them as your mentors and all of that. So that's what we do with Limitless Without Borders. We bring speakers in as it relates to different areas. So join the waitlist. We've already started planning. I know some of you are also in the planning committee. Join the waitlist. Make sure that you join the waitlist. And because we know that events are once a year, we bring speakers in, but we need to meet people more often. You need to find out about more stories, which is the reason why we have the podcast, for more frequent, successful stories as well. So join the waitlist. And when we start promoting for the events, make sure you secure your slots early enough. So this is the Immigrant Founders Network as well that we have. It's a free community. You don't need to pay to be a part of this. Just join the community. A lot of resources are shared. Grants, grants. There's so many grants, that are out there for small businesses, for Black businesses, for, underrepresented communities, right? So you want to be a part of that network if you're looking to start a business or if you already have a business. So basically, I think we've come to the end of today's session. I don't know if you have any questions at all. If you missed this session or if you joined late, our recording is available on YouTube. If you are not subscribed to the RKY Careers YouTube, then you want to do so now, because we drop lots of sessions. It's just like your LMS, right? But external, right? So where we have lots of our tech summits, and so many other resources. By the way, so we also have the 20,000 grants, which somebody mentioned earlier, coming up soon. So make sure that you share when it comes up with your friends and family. So this year we're going to focus on 4 categories of people. For the first quarter, we're going to focus on people that are in care, or care roles, menial jobs, security, support worker roles that want to transition but can't afford it. This will be the first set of people to win in the first quarter. Second quarter, we're going to go back again to moms that are returning to work. Third quarter, we're going to focus on people outside of the UK, Africans, Nigerians, Ghanaians, and the likes. And then those are the ones that will win the scholarship. And then at the end of the year, to be new immigrants in the UK that do not have work experience. More details about this would be released. But one thing I want to just let you know is that RKY Careers is not just a training company. We're a community that is committed to empowering the diverse communities. We are a platform committed to empowering diverse communities, to empowering individuals. I want a situation whereby we as immigrants, we also have a place on the table. We have a lot of diversity initiatives out there, but none of them actually cater for us as immigrants. You will see people saying, oh, diversity, we are encouraging Black. But none of them will tell you how they are giving sponsorship. Go to all those HR people that are like DI. Ask them how many people they give sponsorship. He will tell you 0. How many of them are actually fighting for us? How many of them are trying to remove the restrictions that exist because we are immigrants, right? Say, for instance, you're an immigrant, you want to apply for a mortgage. The rates you will get because you've not lived in the UK for a number of years is limited. You want to access free training, free resources. They will tell you if you've not lived in some, but this can change. Policies change. Things can get better. And that is what I'm committed to. And, that's what I'm committed to ensure that we also get a place on the decision-making table. We also, even as immigrants, are successful in whatever it is we do. Guess what? You don't need to have British passports before you have a business that is running £1 million. You don't need to have a British passport before you are successful. Do not look at the limits, which is why if you see majority of my initiatives, they are all talking about limitless without borders, limitless and thriving, because that's the mindset we need to have. We can't see the restrictions and limits. We need to only see the opportunities and leverage them. So in as much as there are limits, but there are also opportunities that they don't have that we need to identify, which is why I plan to be bringing guests that have actually done this and are successful in their endeavors. If you are up for this, let me see a reaction to be sure I'm not alone. I'm not fighting for myself. If you believe in what I've just said, or if you fancy it, or you think it makes sense, drop a comment. Or yeah, give me a comment in the comment section. Tell me, Rookie, well done, or whatever it is. If you feel I'm not doing well, to mention that I'm not doing well. Beautiful. Right. So, I think that's about it. Feel free to follow me on LinkedIn as well if you want to follow my story and everything, that I'm actually doing for the community. On LinkedIn, I'm Rukayat Alabi. So feel free to connect with me, because I know I have a lot of community people, but people are not always there when I post. No likes. When I'm fighting for immigrants, so I will put, immigrants, they need to be fought for. Nobody, people need to fight for us. There's no immigrants saying, well done. There's no immigrants saying, Rookie, well done. But like I said, it's not the well done I want to eat, and it's not the well done that will get us the results. But it would be good if we support each other. If we say come for, we've done. So, for instance, now I used to say it out there. I have this social community. I have over 100,000 community. Then they don't say, okay, Rookie, we are giving your community this opportunity, this free, this blah blah blah. Get them to come. Only 20 people will come for the events. I'm sure that's not going to be the case at Limitless Without Borders this year, because I want you all to come out. I'm planning for 1,000 attendees, and I know that it's possible, right? Because I know I have you guys. And when we've tried to use you, when we try to say, okay, we have this community, give us free venue, because I've been sponsoring Limitless Without Borders for years now. However, this year, we want to see how we can get sponsors, how we can also fight for ourselves, get those resources that they give to people. Do you know that these boot camps you're paying for, others are getting it for free because they're not immigrants, or because but there's a way we can also get out there, fight for ourselves, give ourselves these opportunities as well, which is what I am fighting for. But when I call on you guys and say, oh yeah, guys, it's time to get up. You guys need to get up, yeah? Right. Cool. Thank you for all the kind words that you guys have dropped in the comment section. I look forward to seeing you all when next we see. For those in this bootcamp and the other bootcamps that are rounding up, we'll see tomorrow at the interview prep session. I personally will be taking at 5 to 7 p.m. All alumni are welcome, regardless of whether you're graduating, because I know we are graduating digital marketing compliance, data, all our courses basically for the December or November cohorts, right? So make sure you are there, right? So, because guess what? These resources are available. We need to tap it. Don't let them always say, you see those people that call themselves black or immigrants. They are never ready to take resources. So, you know, they're never ready to leverage resources, but they will go and complain later that they did not treat them well. But even when you make the resources available, do you use it? If we say come for interview prep, come for this, come. RKY can only, you know, make those resources available. We need to leverage them. These are resources that are paid for. Do you know how much my counterparts are making from what we are doing? When they price their courses £2,000, $2,000, this and that, you know, and they say, oh, Ricky, you can also like take yourself to the next level you want to get to by times 5 in your price or times, you know. So let's leverage what we have and also leverage all the resources that we are fighting for as well. Right. In the absence of any other question, I believe I've left you all charged up, and I'll see all those that are graduating as well as anybody that needs interview prep related resources tomorrow at 5 p.m. in the alumni coaching session. Have a great weekend, everyone.